Hello. Yeah, dear students, today we are going to see one of the important topics in semiconductors, that is understanding of transport phenomenon in semiconductors. That means today we are going to see carrier transport in semiconductor basically in two ways. The first one is diffusion and second one is drift. That means this diffusion and drift transport phenomena of carriers results in currents. That's the reason why we also call this transport phenomenon as drift current and diffusion currents. Now, we know that if you take a metal, there are large number of free electrons are present. But unless we apply some electric field across the metal, we do not have any current through it. That means there must be a driving force for the transportation of charged particles within the material. So electric field is such one of the driving force for current in metals. Similarly, in semiconductors also, we need to have some driving forces for transporting the charged particles. As we have seen in our previous lectures that there are two types of charged particles such as electrons and holes are present in semiconductors, and this particular semiconductor charged particles such as electrons and holes has to be transported from one place to another place within the semiconductor to constitute current. So in order to transport these charged particles within the semiconductor, we need to have driving forces. As I discussed, the first driving force is the electric field. That means we have a semiconductor within which we have electrons and holes. In order to drive these electrons and holes from one place to another place within the semiconductor, one needs to apply electric field across the semiconductor, so that there will be a current which will be passed through the semiconductor due to the application of electric field across the semiconductor. That means the current which is resulted by applying the electric field across the semiconductor is known as drift current. Similarly, there is also one more driving force in semiconductor, that is known as concentration gradient. That means if you take a semiconductor material, one place the concentration of charged particles is more than other, then what happens is this concentration gradient results transportation of charged particles from high concentration region to low concentration region, so that they constitute some current. The current which is constituted by transporting the charged particles due to the concentration gradient is known as diffusion current. So basically we have drift current density and diffusion current density, which has to be understood in transport phenomena of semiconductors. Let us go for the first one, that is the drift current. So first we take a semiconductor block and apply some electric field across it. Then what happens is the charged particles will respond to this electric field and move accordingly the applied direction of electric field. Now these transported charged particles within this electric field constitute some current that I am representing with J suffix drift, or the drift current density. And this is the definition for the drift current density is the current resulted by an application of electric field. It's known as the drift current. Now let's try to understand what will be the mathematical formulation of this particular drift current density. And let us consider this J suffix drift represents the net current which is flowing along x-axis due to the application of electric field along x-axis. And we know that in our semiconductor there are two types of charged particles are there. The first one is electrons. So electrons are going to constitute some current within the electric field, that is known as electron drift current density. Similarly, holes are present in semiconductor. Within the semiconductor, these holes are also going to produce some current. This particular current density which is coming because of applying electric field due to the holes is known as hole drift current density. I am here representing the electron current density with Jn and similarly hole current density with Jp, because electrons have negative charge. So I am representing with J suffix n, and holes have positive charge, so I am representing with J suffix b. These two are constituting currents within the electric field, so I am calling it as drift current because there is E. There is an electric field is present in your material. When you apply the electric field, then you will get some current. That current we are calling it as drift current density. And this drift current density is due to electrons and due to holes. The resultant drift current density is J suffix n drift plus J suffix p drift. Now, if we convert this particular equation into known formulas that we have already seen, if you see the relation between current density and the applied electric field, we have seen already this equation that J must be equal to conductivity sigma into E. This is the Ohm's law that we have verified while discussing about Drude-Lorentz theory. J is equal to sigma into E. And while discussing about the applications of Hall effect, we have seen that there is a relation between sigma, that is conductivity, and mobility of the charged particles. Mobility means we already defined in our previous class that the average net velocity that is obtained by the charged particles within the electric field. That means there is also a relation between sigma and the charged particle. For example, if you take electrons, that is Ne and mu. So if you want to understand the relation between conductivity as well as the mobility, you please go through the last lecture that is related to the applications of the particular Hall effect. Applications of Hall effect. If you go to the video, you will get understand that what is meant by the mobility and the relation to its relation to the conductivity. Now I am going to substitute these particular known relations in this particular equation. Then what happens, let us see. Now if we see, J is equal to sigma E, and Jn represents the current density due to electrons. Sigma n represents the conductivity due to the electrons. Similarly, Jp represents the current density due to the holes, and sigma p represents the conductivity due to holes, and E represents the applied electric field along x-axis. Now I already told you, we have seen the relation between the conductivity and the mobility mu, and that is nothing but Ne mu for electrons, similarly Pe mu for holes. That means E represents the charge of the particle of electron and hole, which is same, and N represents the concentration of electrons, P represents the concentration of holes, mu suffix E represents the mobility of electrons, and mu suffix H represents mobility of holes. Now this is the final expression for drift current due to electrons and due to holes. This is the resultant equation of drift current in presence of electric field within the semiconductor due to electrons as well as due to holes. Now this is about drift current. What do you mean by drift current? How it is arising? What is the mathematical formulation for this drift current? Similarly, now let us go for diffusion current. Now if you want to understand diffusion current, I already told you diffusion takes place because of the presence of concentration gradient within the semiconductor. If you see pictorially or diagrammatically, if you consider a semiconductor block, and for example at one end we have large number of concentration and other end we have low concentration of charged particle, then that means I have created here the high concentration of charged particles and low concentration of charged particles within the semiconductor itself. Because of this, what happens is, now let us consider here high concentration of charged particles is there and here low concentration of charged particle is there. Then what happens is, this concentration gradient which is present across this region of length of this particular semiconductor, which is going to transport the electrons or the holes from high concentration region to low concentration region. Now if you see graphically, if you take the concentration on y-axis and the position on x-axis and compare these two figures, we can understand that at extreme left end the concentration is high, and if you are moving towards right end the concentration is getting decreased. That means if you take a displacement, if you take a separation of dx, then within the dx actually there is a concentration difference is dn. Now this dn by dx represents the concentration gradient. What do you mean by concentration gradient? dn divided by dx. This particular dn by dx is known as concentration gradient of electrons. Similarly, if you want to write for holes, now what we have to do is we have to replace this n with p. Then what we will get is we will get the concentration gradient of holes, that is dp by dx. Now this is about concentration gradient which is present in our semiconductor. Now one can ask, how do we create such concentration gradient within the semiconductor? Simply, if you take, for example, if you take this particular semiconductor and shine light on one end of the semiconductor, then what happens is there will be a carrier generation takes place which increases the concentration of the charged particles in that region. So that other region, when you compare with other regions, there will be a concentration gradient will be established within the semiconductor due to the illumination of light. This is one process. There will be other process to get the concentration gradient. Now if you take this concentration gradient and which is resulting the current in your semiconductor, which is known as actually the diffusion current. Now let us remove this particular thing. Right. Now let us go for the mathematical formulation of this diffusion current. As I told you, there are two types of charge carriers in a semiconductor, electrons and holes. We need to write down first the diffusion current due to electrons, then diffusion current due to holes, then we have to add these two. Then only we will get diffusion current within the semiconductor due to electrons and holes. Now generally, in order to understand the diffusion current density, first of all we need to write down there is something called diffusion flux. Diffusion flux, this diffusion flux of electrons as well as diffusion flux of holes. What do you mean by this diffusion flux? That means which is actually proportional to dn by dx. Actually this gives you the number of charged particles. For example, if you take electrons, the number of electrons which are passing through unit area per unit time, which is known as the diffusion electron flux, which is actually proportional to concentration gradient. That means if you have more concentration, then what happens is there will be more number of electrons will be transmitted. On the other hand, if you have less concentration gradient, then less number of electrons will be transported. And if you remove this proportional symbol, we will get actually the dn, which represents the diffusion constants of electrons. Similarly, now this is just gives you the number of charged particle passing through unit area and unit time. Now if you want to convert this particular number into current density, generally we have to multiply with the charge, that is E. Then what you will get is you will get actually the diffusion current density due to electrons is given by Jn diffusion is equal to E into dn by dx. This represents the current density of electrons due to diffusion. Similarly, if you write down the current density due to diffusion of holes is given by minus E into dp by dx. Here we need to understand here that what do you mean by this minus symbol. Generally this minus symbol represents that the electrons and holes are moving in opposite direction. That means what? For example, if you take a semiconductor block, electrons are moving from, for example, left to right. Then what happens is holes will be moving from right to left. For example, this is due to electrons and this is due to holes. So then what happens, the resultant current density will be the difference of these two. So in order to get this difference, what we are taking is, we are taking here negative. That means negative represents electrons and holes are moving in opposite directions. Now let us remove this. Let us write down. Now if you write down the final expression for diffusion current, that is diffusion due to electrons and diffusion due to holes. Now if you substitute the corresponding expressions, what you will get is, we will get for electrons E dn by dx, for holes we will get minus E dp by dx. So this equation represents the total diffusion current within the semiconductor due to holes as well as due to electrons. Now we have seen till now the expression for drift current due to electrons and holes. Similarly, we have seen the expression for diffusion current due to electrons and holes, which are given in our equation number 1 and 2 respectively. Now let us go for the total current density within the semiconductor. Now the total current density is due to drift as well as due to diffusion, and we have seen already in drift itself we have again due to electrons and holes, and diffusion also we have due to electrons and holes, and corresponding equation number 1 and equation number 2 we substitute in this particular Jx, which is nothing but the total current which is resulting along the x-axis in a semiconductor is given by J drift and J diffusion. We will get the total current density. Now we are substituting equation number 1, that is nothing but, this is equation number 1, which is this Ne mu E plus Pe mu H into Ex. This is the drift current due to application of electric field. The first term represents electrons and second term represents due to holes. Similarly, this second and third and fourth term represents diffusion, and in this particular third term represents due to diffusion due to electrons, and this particular term represents diffusion due to holes. Now we have the total current due to electrons and holes due to diffusion and drift currents. Now if you write down the electron current together as well as holes current together, that means drift current due to electrons and diffusion current due to electrons together. Similarly, hole current due to drift and hole current due to diffusion, if you write down together, what you will get is, will get this following equation. What is that equation? Just I am rearranging the terms. That is nothing but E into N mu E EH plus dN into dN by dx plus E into P mu H EX minus dP into dP by dx. So this first term represents due to electrons and this second term represents due to holes. Again within the first term we have this particular first term represents this particular, what is that, drift current of electrons, and the second term represents diffusion current due to electrons. Similarly, if you take this particular term, this first term represents drift current due to holes and the second term represents diffusion current due to holes. So this is the expression for the total current density which is possible within the semiconductor. So based on these particular concepts of drift current and diffusion currents and transport phenomenon, we are going to derive very important equation in semiconductor, that is equation of continuity in semiconductor, that will be seen in our next class. Thank you.